Hey guys, how's it going? Today I wanted to talk about a subject of the importance of knowing how to do your taxes. Well, it is tax season, at least it is here in America. We have till April 15th in order to submit all of our taxes. And I think a lot of people don't realize how important it is to know how to do your taxes. And even if you're just on W-2s and you're getting paid by an employee, if you have a small side job such as acting or photography or something that has to do with the arts, or if you have a side business and stuff like that, you're able to do tax deductions, at least on a state level, because now starting this year laws have changed, but luckily I'm in California and I'm still able to do standard itemized deductions on a state level, not on a federal level anymore, which is not good, because also one thing that did happen this year that makes it a little bit more difficult for the middle class is that the tax brackets have changed. So we used to be at about 12% until $59,000 a year. Now it's gone to 22%, starting at $39,000 a year. So what it means is that you owe more taxes. So granted, what's probably going to happen, and what's happening to a lot of people, is that at the place of getting a tax refund, they are getting charged. They owe money, because even though you might be getting some money taken by the state, by the government, every time you get your pay stub, because the rates have gone higher, you might end up actually, if you get into the higher tax bracket even by just a few cents, you might end up owing money. And speaking to people, a lot of people that used to get back, $1,500-$1,600 at this time, and they really liked getting their cash, their check refund or their direct deposit back, are actually ending up either being at zero, either getting much less, or actually sometimes even owing because they slightly went over that tax bracket. So if there's any way that you can actually itemize or create some sort of deductions depending on what job you have, I would say do it. I think a lot of people just go to TurboTax or they go to H&R Block and they don't really think about it too much. But I think depending on what profession you have, if you're able to do them, I would say just spend the extra $250, $300 and get yourself a proper tax accountant, because these people will basically save your life. I know it's a lot of money sometimes to pay for these specialists, but at the same time, except if you know every single tax law, you might actually be giving away money. And that's why they say that big companies such as Amazon and etc. Sometimes don't end up paying taxes. Well, that's because they have financial advisors and they're able to itemize. Of course, they're a company, so they're incorporated, and it's different. So they go into a different kind of law, and even though they're not paying taxes, they're paying thousands and thousands of dollars to people who do their taxes and that help them out and know how to itemize their stuff and how to create those deductions so that they don't owe taxes. And that's basically the same thing, because I do see a lot of people that complain that their taxes are too high. But I think also the thing is that if you're just gonna go through an automatic software and hope that it understands everything that you did properly, and also the fact that maybe your things that you could have claimed or not claimed, then you're basically giving money away. But I think a lot of times people just don't want to think about it too much, or they think, oh, because my taxes were like this last year, I'm going to be able to do the same and just look at the paperwork from the previous year and just do it. And I think sometimes it does work, but this year I would gather that the fact that all these laws have changed, maybe not everybody is actually aware of the changes. And even if you don't take a tax agent, I think it's money well put if you actually do go for that tax agent, because they will know the laws better. And get a good one. Don't get a friend, well, except if he's a professional, but don't get somebody who you think knows. Just go spend that $250, $300 and save yourself some money on the taxes in the end. Because if, let's say, you're only going to get $900 back, but the tax agent can get you $1,200 back, or $1,300 back. Let's say $1,300 back, but you paid $250. Well, you just got $150 more. And even though it might take you some time to get all your expenses and all your look at all your bank statements and stuff like that, I think it's important to do it, and it probably won't take you more than a couple of hours. So if in a day you make less than $150, well, put that extra day of work in and you can get that extra $150 or more even. You might actually be surprised, and if you actually end up owing money, then you might be surprised that you might actually be able to play a little bit and get yourself into a position where you don't have to owe anything, which is actually the best. But it all depends on what you have and what your expenses are and what your job is, of course. But that's the thing that they say. It's kind of like all these videos saying that, for example, Uber is a scam, being an Uber driver. But then I see two sides of it. Is some people just take those pays and they say, oh, it's 1099, I'm just going to owe a bunch of money, so I'm not making a lot of money. But other people, they treat it as their business. So they literally are a business, and they have everything put together well in their incorporation or whatever it is that they did, and they can deduct, even going to all those iPhone chargers and like the chewing gum that they give and the water that they give in the car and stuff like that. They're able to deduct all that, and the wear and tear on the car, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And when you look at it that way, then they actually end up paying much, much less tax. Yes, they have to maybe pay a little bit more money to become a company and to be self-employed, and they might have to do the taxes a bit differently. But then at the end, it pays off because they're making thousands of dollars more than the person that just takes those 1099s and takes a hit on all the taxes that are being imposed on them because they're not doing any deductions and any of those things. So it's all relative, basically, and I think you have to think of it as a business. You're a business. It's they're in the business of taking your money, and you're in the business of making more money. So it's kind of like a fight that you have to do between the government, the state, and yourself, and you have to win it because everybody wants to make the most money possible, So be smart and get a tax agent. That's all I'm gonna say. Have a great day and talk to you soon. Bye.